Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason, this fuzzy one right here is Freya, and we're bringing you today's episode. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, folks, especially the subscribe buttons. We're a small little family channel, we love to talk about books, so please support us. We hope to do this for years to come. So for today, I don't want to talk about a particular book. I'm actually going to talk about a trilogy by one of my favorite authors. I want to talk about Raymond E Feist's Empire Trilogy. As always, I'm going to talk about four things. I'm going to talk about the world, I'm going to talk about the characters, the plot, and the writing style. So, the Empire Trilogy occurs within Feist's Demon Wars or Riftwar overarching saga, I suppose. It just had an absolutely, enormous number of books. It was a huge series. One of the great things about it is he actually ended it, which few series do. But this one is almost the direct sequel to his first trilogy. This started with the Magician books, although that was split into two. Magician books, Silverthorn and Darkness of Sethenon. And it goes to the other planet. The original books was the war that was the invasion of the Surani from Suranawani through the rifts and attacking Midkemia. Now he goes over to Suranawani, and the entire trilogy takes place there. One of the things that's absolutely fantastic about this trilogy is, for the most part, it's by itself. It does have some callbacks to the other books, but you could read this without ever have read the other three books. So the world, Suranawani, it's a Middle Ages type fantasy world. Swords and sorcery, although because of a metal scarcity, they use lacquer to create super strong wooden weapons and armor, things along those lines. It's very feudal. It's very Asian type feudal. You can absolutely see daimyos and shoguns and stuff like that. It's family based. The families own large tracts of land, have their own personal armies. They are answerable to the emperor, but loosely answerable. They have their factions, their allies. Then, of course, you've got your magicians, the wizards, the black robes that are above the law. They can do whatever they want, even above the emperor's law. They have slaves. They, there's an intrigue going on within the families. It's a very cutthroat world, a very, very, very cutthroat world. They're very big on honor, on face, on stoicism, not showing pain, things along those lines. Ritual suicide is absolutely a thing. So the characters, the books, the entire trilogy basically revolves around one character in particular, Mara of the Akoma. She ends up being the sole surviving daughter of her family, and the family is a powerful family until they are betrayed. And in this betrayal and this attack, the rest of the family is killed. Now, she was on her way to joining a priesthood, basically, and she is forced out of that to go take over the family because she's, again, the sole surviving daughter. She is the head of the family. And now she has a greatly weakened family. She goes from a family that's one of the top, most powerful families in the empire to a family that is rocked back on its heels and has been betrayed, has enemies everywhere. Its armies have been decimated, its money has been decimated, and she needs to try and recover this. And there's numerous ways to do it, but mostly these books are so fantastic at is exploring more into the world of Suranawani and its characters, from the black robes to the choja, these insectoid warriors that turns out also happen to have magic uses, although they don't realize it, to the priesthoods and their priest magic, to the emperor, to the political game that the Surani play. And Mara ends up turning out to be a very, very, very good player of the game, but she doesn't want to be. She's very moralistic. Despite the fact that she owns slaves, she eventually doesn't buy into the slavery anymore and how they are treated. She doesn't really buy into the constant backstabbing of the game that is played in the Empire. But all this is gradual. The plot of the books, of the entire series, is basically, it starts out with her trying to keep her family from being utterly destroyed, but then as she manages that, there's still constant attacks. She needs to help her family grow, And then as it grows, then eventually she looks and realizes that the empire itself is in trouble, and from internal threats, not external threats. And she needs to try and save the empire as well. So, and that's why it's called the Empire Trilogy. It starts out as Daughter of the Empire, then Servant of the Empire, and then Mistress of the Empire are the three books. And they're all absolutely fantastic, absolutely gripping, absolutely engaging. Like all of Raymond E Feist's books, you cannot put it down until you finish. It's incredible. His writing style is it's fantastic. There really isn't words to describe it. He's incredible at growing his characters. The character of Mara goes from a scared, immature teenage girl that's trying to fake it till she makes it to becoming a self-assured, confident, clever, moralistic woman, to eventually becoming almost a martyr in a way. She's willing, at a certain point, she's willing to sacrifice her life for, not just for her family, for her children, but even for her friends, which is not something that's normal within the Surani Empire, and to sacrifice her life and her well-being and her honor and everything else for the empire itself. She firmly believes that she is there to serve and help the empire. And again, guys, it's absolutely fantastic. So if you love fantasy, you have to have, and you haven't read Raymond E Feist, one, you're missing out. Any fantasy lover that has not read Raymond E Feist, it just absolutely blows my mind. So if you haven't, after you hit the like and subscribe buttons, go check out Raymond E Feist and check out Daughter of the Empire, which is the first book of his Empire Trilogy. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.